I'm actually just going to show you what, this may be a little different than what you have, because I make videos every semester of everything. So sometimes I just go back and find the first one that I've already made. But just making sure that when the question says solve a quadratic, right, when you see like solve this quadratic, it is really asking you to determine the x-intercepts. But for grade 12, and maybe you come across a worksheet or something that mentions roots. Roots is the same thing as x-intercepts. Zeros is the same thing as x-intercept. Solutions is also the same. So they all mean the same thing, okay? And because we're focusing on x-intercepts, if there's ever a y value, we turn it into 0, because when you're on the x-axis, y is equal to 0, okay? And therefore, because it's x-intercepts that we're finding, every time you do a solution, we tend to write it as a coordinate. So a number, this could also be 0, by the way, but most definitely the second number will always be 0, right, that y coordinate. And there are two methods of solving quadratics. This lesson, if you watched it, particularly focuses on the quadratic formula. So Dirksen, can I use the quadratic formula every time I want to find x-intercepts? Absolutely. You don't have to use second trace. You don't have to graph it if you don't want to, okay? So now this is another tool that you have. So if you have the general form of the quadratic, we turn y to 0 normally, so technically all of this will be equal to 0. And noting that a, b, and c, right, can be extracted from that general form, this is our quadratic formula, okay? And there are variations of this online. If you ChatGPT this one, it probably won't have brackets everywhere, but I like brackets instead of just variables, because that tells you you have to insert, right, you have to substitute a number into this equation. This part in here, right, inside the root is called the discriminant. And so you should also know what that is if I ever ask you for it. If you only want to know, listen to this part, if you only want to know how many x-intercepts this quadratic has, okay, all you need to do is this part inside the root. And that result will tell you 0, 1, or 2 answers, okay? So if you get a positive, if you just do b squared minus 4ac and you get a positive, you're guaranteed to have 2 roots. If whatever is inside is 0, you only have 1 root, right? The vertex is also the x-intercept. If you want to add that to your notes, vertex is the x-intercept. This I did not have on the lesson. I'm pretty sure I didn't have that on the lesson. But the vertex is also the x-intercept, okay? Because that's the only time it touches. And if it's a negative, there's no roots, no solutions, you're done, okay? So with that in mind, did I do all of page 21 in the video? I did all of page 21, okay? So I'm going to see how it goes today. And then when I correct that AC, I'll be able to tell that you actually, you know what you're doing, right? So one last time, this is going to be one last chance until I hand this AC out. Make sure this formula is on your study sheet, okay? Yeah. Oh, there's someone there? Okay.